Okie dokie. We are live not live. We are on the video now. So this is a new type of video I'm experimenting with to see how well it does and if you guys like it. So today we're gonna install Ubuntu version the 16.04, which is the latest, and we're gonna install a talking program I have here in my notes. It's called Orca. I've never heard of it, but the reviews are great, and I'm going to teach you guys how to install it, and we're going to play with it. So let's get started installing Orca. Okay, so the first thing to install Linux, to install the Linux Ubuntu, you're going to go to ubuntu.com. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on VoiceOver so that we can do everything with VoiceOver until we get to Ubuntu. Then we'll turn VoiceOver off. That way we'll make everything fully accessible. So I'm going to do this. I'm not using the shortcut because I have the Mac.
VoiceOver speaks descriptions of
VoiceOver on system preferences, accessibility window, Finder,
okay.
Desktop, screenshot April 24th, 2018 at 5. OBS, Safari, the leading operating system for PCs, IoT devices.
So now we're gonna go to download.
Search button, leaving web, sidebar button, closing menu, share button, show slash, leaving toolbar, search button, leaving web content, sidebar button. Search or enter website name. You are currently on a text field inside of a closing menu, share button, show slash exit tab overview button. You are currently on a button. The leading operating system for PCs, IoT devices.
Okay, so when we find downloads with VoiceOver,
search heading level 1, Ubuntu downloads.
So once you get to Ubuntu downloads,
visit link Ubuntu desktop single right pointing angle quotation mark.
You're gonna go to Ubuntu. You want to get Ubuntu desktop. So that's what we're gonna do.
New line link heading level 1 overview heading Ubuntu desktop single right pointing angle down.
And then you're gonna find the download button. Install this.
T heading level 1 downloading heading level 2 download stand free link recommend 20 either internet access is link downloaded.
That's what you want to find. It's a link and it says download. You're gonna click enter on that and you're gonna download it. But since we've already done that, I'm not gonna do that. I already have it.
Close window.
So
Finder Safari OBS OBS Safari Finder OBS Finder Safari virtual.
So now you want VirtualBox. You can get VirtualBox
Safari
in VirtualBox.
VirtualBox.
You can just search up.
Open location. You can
go to virtualbox.com.
Web content.
And
web content.
Come on, man.
Press Control. Open.
Search VirtualBox on Google, I guess.
You are currently
Come on, man.
Open location. Virtual Go. VirtualBox.com. Web 50% loaded. Open
location.
VirtualBox.
And when you go to Google,
web content, leaving tool, 0 Google notifications, new line, link, VirtualBox. You are navigation, heading level 2, web result with site links, visit, HTTP link, heading level 2, web result with site links. You are current, heading link, or OVN VirtualBox.
There you go.
VirtualBox, link, script downloads, documentation, link, community, search text field.
Keep going down.
You are
so it's an image. It's kind of hard to download, but it's an image. It'll say link image, and it's in the VirtualBox home. So basically, with the side it just says VirtualBox download and in the version, but it's an image. I don't know why it does this.
Community effort link image. You are currently on heading level 3. Hot picks. Bullet pre with heading link image. You are currently on heading. So
it's not that accessible, but at least it's there.
Close window.
Once you have VirtualBox and you install it, you go through the installation process.
Finder, Safari, VirtualBox.
Then you can create a new machine.
New in dialog.
Just do a command N, it should be fine.
Microsoft name, edit text.
If you type in Ubuntu, automatically it'll do it for you.
Ubuntu 1.6.0.4 16.04.
And then it knows automatically Ubuntu 64.
Links pop-up button. Ubuntu 64-bit pop-up button.
It already knows everything. So just click enter.
2024 slider. You are currently on a slider.
Now there's a slider where it'll give you the RAM. So memory. I'm actually gonna do
stepper. One mount stepper. You are currently on a stepper. To begin interacting with the stepper, press Control, Option, Shift,
So here's the stepper, which tells you how much RAM right now. I'm just gonna enter.
Go back, stepper. You are currently on a stepper.
And the stepper is not that accessible either.
Stepper. You are currently on a stepper. To begin interacting with the stepper, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
So.
Stepper.
It's not that accessible, but when you hear stepper, you can enter how much RAM you want. So for example, if you want 4 gigs of RAM, you can do 4105, which that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 4 gigs of RAM. 4105 means 4,105 gigs of RAM. Megabytes of RAM. So that's about 4 gigs. So I'm going to click enter.
Create a virtual hard disk now. Select.
It is kind of complicated, I'm not going to lie. I hope you guys are following. If you have to, pause and come back. You know, I understand it's a very tedious process.
Do not add a virtual hard. Create a virtual hard disk now. Selected.
That's going to be your default. To create a virtual hard disk now. Just leave it as is. Enter.
In dialog 4. VDI, hard disk file type text. VDI, virtual box disk image. Selected. Radio button.
So
you are currently on a radio button.
I honestly prefer just doing the VDI, virtual disk image, which is the default.
Dynamically allocated. Selected. Radio button.
Dynamically allocated is good because it conforms to the size of whatever you need, the hard drive space.
Ubuntu 16.04. Insertion at end of text. And choose a location for new virtual hard disk file button. 198,656. NOBR 10.00 gigabytes. Content selected. NOBR
so it says 10 gigs. I'm actually going to put 16 gigs.
10.00 gigabytes. 6. 16.00. 16.00.
That's what I want to do. So just type in 16.00 for 16 gigs.
204,800. NOBR 16.00 gigabytes. 17179869184B less than / no greater than slider. You are currently
slider is weird.
16.00 gigabytes. Content selected.
So that's the best thing to do is when you hear 10 gigabytes, you switch it to 16.00. That is the bare minimum I recommend for Ubuntu.
It contains a tree of virtual machines and their groups list.
So this part is not accessible, unfortunately.
Closing dialog. Closing dialog. VirtualBox has new window.
So I guess if you have multiple virtual machines, the best thing to do, I guess, is to, if it's
VirtualBox has new window.
If it's the latest one, you have to scroll down. VirtualBox is not so accessible, so it's kind of. But at least I found
VirtualBox EN Ubuntu 16.04 powered off window table. Choose a virtual optical disk file button.
There we go.
List 0 items selected. You are currently on browser. Leaving browser button. List 0 items selected. YouTube audio files group 6 of 6. You are currently on text in iCloud button 6 of 6. In iCloud, you are follow my rhyme group 3 of 6. You are currently on text field inside of a group. To enter text in Adobe folder 1 of 6. Leaving browser button. Back button. Arrange menu Adobe. Arrange column view. Selected radio button. Back column arrange Adobe shift search all virtual new folder cancel button. Sidebar tick desktop. I create downloads. You are leaving cells. Ubuntu 19.04.1-desktop-amd64.iso. ISO disk image 3 of 3.
That's the one we want. To my downloads folder.
Choose a virtual optical disk file button. Start button. You are currently on button.
Now VoiceOver won't help us anymore here. So what we want to do is we need to
Finder desktop screenshot April 24th 2018 Spotlight apps what apps Finder system preferences CD. You are turn VoiceOver on and off. Completion selected. System leaving cell.
So I turned VoiceOver off because it won't help us here. In this aspect of Ubuntu setup, you're going to need a sighted person, perhaps, because of the fact that it just doesn't work properly unless you actually have a way of transcoding what it says. So basically, in the initial setup, this is going to say English. And one way to do this is I'm just gonna have to go through this. I would recommend you ask a sighted person. So you select your language, you hit install Ubuntu, or you can use Ira if you have Ira. But basically, you want to choose English and then install Ubuntu. This is not so accessible, which is why I recommend having somebody sighted to help you. Once you're full into Ubuntu with the screen reader and everything, you're fine. There is something called Linux, but it's so out of date that it's not really worth it anymore. But it comes with a screen reader and everything, including setup. But unfortunately, there's not a prepackaged Linux distribution with a built-in screen reader. It's so slow. Oh, we just heard the Ubuntu notification sound. English. Okay, normal installation. Yep, you want normal. You want to keep everything stock. Yep. I'm just basically hitting enter. Except when it starts complaining. Keep in mind, I'm trying to avoid using the mouse so you guys can get an idea how this works, but you know, sometimes some things aren't just accessible. Taking time. Sorry, this stuff isn't really working right with like accessibility. Log in automatically. Okay, so we're just gonna say virtual box. Yeah, whatever. I just gotta enter my password. There you go. This isn't so accessible, that sucks. Now we're installing. I hate it when things aren't accessible because I want to go through everything with you guys, but you're gonna need sighted help or just use Ira for them to guide you through it. It's very simple. It's just you need somebody to read everything to you. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. My computer's pretty powerful, so it doesn't take that long. But, you know, the process of installation will be depending. By the way, the process is identical almost for Mac and Windows, except with Windows, you have JAWS, and JAWS is accessible with VirtualBox. Keep in mind. You know, once you're in Ubuntu, though, it's exactly the same. But it's relatively the same versus, you know, whether you're on Mac or Windows. The minimum requirements for this, so say I put 4 gigs because I got 16 gigs of RAM, but say you only have 8, then you could put 2 gigs because that's the minimum for Ubuntu. The requirements, dual core, so you know everybody should have a quad core or higher. So pretty decent, powerful computer. This is a very techy video. I just want to show you guys this because this is a big topic at the NFB conference when we were talking about Ubuntu and all the stuff. So there was a guy who had his own way of using Linux. So I'm like, you know what? They had their way of using Linux. I might explain how another way we can use Linux and talk more about Linux accessibility. And we're done! We're gonna need to do one final restart of Ubuntu, and we should be good. Now, I do wish Ubuntu like they have a built-in one, but it's not easy accessible, which is kind of a shame. We're gonna have to go through installing all the VirtualBox drivers and stuff if we don't have internet, which would be a pain. Hopefully, we get internet right when we start it. It's a hit or miss situation. Sometimes you get internet when you install it, it'll pull the drivers, and sometimes it won't. It's a hit or miss. Okay, we are set up. It's giving us this whole what's new with Ubuntu thing. I hate the whole what's new thing. I'm just like, okay, next. Get out of my way. Okay, we're in! Okay, they did change things a little bit with the latest update. Okay, so the first thing I guess we're gonna do is you can open up terminal. I'm just typing TRM. So I'm just basically the same key you hit for the like a start menu key. If you have Windows, you can open up the Ubuntu menu and just type in term. When you're in the terminal, let's see if we have internet first of all. I'm just pinging google.com. Do we have internet? Do we have internet? Yeah, we do. Cool. So, okay, starting with the process. So the first thing you want to do to get everything is you want to make sure you have all your updates. So you do sudo apt-get, and then you type in update. It's going to ask you for your password. And it's going to update all your packages. This is important because even when you install it, like I just installed it and I had one package update. Now we can install the screen reader. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do sudo, now to install the screen reader, apt, itude, space. Okay, so now you want to do -t space unstable, because this is recording an unstable release, but it's the easiest way to install it. Okay, there you go. That's simple. Now what you're going to do after that, after unstable, we say install GNOME-Orca. I want to make sure I spelled everything right. Yep. Now it's gonna I don't understand. Okay, well, here's another way of doing this. Let's try this. Sudo apt-get install GNOME-Orca. There you go. So that's an easier one. Now setting up GNOME Orca. There you go, it's installed. That was very simple. Now let's see. Orca. Now Orca. Let's see, do we have Orca now?
Screen reader on. Virtual unlocks at sign virtual unlocks virtual box. Tilde frame. 08 push button. A backspace.
Okay, we're installed. That was simple. Let's see what Orca options we have. Our screen reader is command line based, so
O-R-A left question. Backspace left return.
No? Okay, fine. Oh, okay, I see. So to set up Orca, let me see, because we are missing something that we need to set up Orca. That's what I'm trying to find now. Okay, so you can say Orca-A.
Screen reader on. Virtual unlocks at sign virtual unlocks virtual box. Tilde frame. O-R-C-A space #A return.
Seriously? Okay.
Left.
So we're having a problem, but at least we got it installed. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna say Orca-S.
Screen reader on. Screen reader preferences. General page tab. Tab. Keyboard layout panel. Desktop. Tab. Progress bar updates panel. Speak updates checkbox checked. Tab. Braille updates checkbox not checked.
You can do Braille updates.
Tab. Beep updates checkbox space.
I'm gonna check that because I like that. You can do Braille updates as well.
Braille updates checkbox not checked.
I don't use Braille, so I don't need that.
Tab. Frequency.
If you use a Braille display, then you do need it.
Left beep update tab. Frequency sex. 10 select tab. Restrict to application combo box. Window. Applicate all. Application. Tab. Mouse panel. Present tooltips checkbox not checked. Tab. Speak object under mouse checkbox not checked.
All these are preferences.
Tab. Time and date panel. Time for tab. Tab. Enable structural navigation in say all checkbox not checked. Tab. Tab. Announce landmarks in tab. Announce lists in say all checkbox checked. Tab. Tab. Profiles panel.
This is
Palette
so open
control.
source that it's telling you everything. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave a lot of this default. I mean, my personal preference is only the beep, but you can go through this as you wish and you know, figure out what you like or what you don't.
Tab. Load push button. Tab. Same as push button. Tab. Startup profile. Default tab. Help push button. Tab. Apply push button. Space. Tab. Cancel push button. Apply push button. Space. Cancel push button. OK push button. Space. Cancel push button. OK push button. Space. Return. Screen reader preferences. OK push button.
Okay, so that's it. I guess now you can close the thing. So you can go.
Screen reader preferences. OK push button.
I guess. How would you close it? Hold on.
Screen reader preferences. OK push button. Escape.
Okay, there you go.
Window. Virtual unlocks at sign virtual unlocks virtual box. Tilde frame. C. Backspace. C.
Okay.
Tab. Left. Backspace. Backspace. L. S. Back. E. R. Return.
Okay.
Left.
Oh, that's not cool. So you have to have a terminal window open.
Screen reader on. Screen reader preferences. General page tab. Left on window. Move. Always all move to